Good morning. For those of you who don't know, my name is Maya Karen. I run a fashion blog called Classically. It does feature luxury, contemporary, and how to style, and now a natural hair care and natural hair care topics. If you are into any of those things, please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell. That way you will never miss a video. So today's video is episode 2 of our style series. In 2024, we want to hone in on our personal style and we want to find our personal style. So episode 1, we talked about the things that you will always regret buying or some of the things that you might regret having in your closet. So today, episode 2, we are going to talk about the items and pieces in your wardrobe that if they are there or if you are buying that you will never regret. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so before we get to the list, I just want to point out a couple of things because we are all very aware that we live, even within the United States, if you live in New York or in the New England, if you live in the South, or if you live in the Deep South, if you live in the Midwest, if you live on the top of California, if you live at the bottom of California, or if you live in Arizona. All of these have different conditions and different temperatures. In the Midwest, you have a longer, colder season than you do here in the South. So the things that I'm getting ready to list to you, within each category, they are relative. So if you are someone who lives in Florida, you are going to have a different type of something on this list than someone who lives in New England, okay? And also keep in mind that when we're talking about finding your personal style, it's also going to be relative to you. So when I'm saying classic, I mean classic to your aesthetic. And further on in the style series, we will get into how to hone in or how to find that personal style, because you will find that with different aesthetics or with different styles that there are going to be classic pieces that you will have or that you will need for that aesthetic. Okay, so the very first piece of clothing that you will never regret in your closet, and I'm getting ready to say the word, but it is going to be a classic coat. Now keep in mind that within each of those aesthetics, classic means something different. So for someone like me who is a very classic dresser, and I would probably say I'm finding out right now, I am in my old Hollywood glam era. So for me, it's going to be a classic coat. It's going to be very structured and it's going to be very tailored. I will give you the perfect example. You guys already know what 3 coats I'm getting ready to talk about. It is going to be my gray and camel figure coat from Aritzia. I would probably say that I have worn those, even when it's like not cold outside, I have still worn those coats because they are just so beautiful. And then I will tack on my J. Crew blue coat. Those are classic silhouettes. They're very structured, but they are classic silhouettes for my aesthetic. For somebody else, a classic coat, because of their weather, may be a trench coat. When we think of trench coats, yes, we think of Burberry, but there are other companies out there that make beautiful trench coats. My green one is from Club Monaco. I want to say it was around $350. It is also water repellent. And I would probably say I've had it for a good 7 years now, and it still looks brand new, top notch quality. For somebody else, a classic coat may be a leather trench coat. For somebody else, it might be a shacket, okay? When I'm talking about a coat, it is something that you can wear over and over and over again and will fit seamlessly into your closet. Number 2 is going to be a pair of comfortable shoes. Again, comfort is relative. I am someone who has been walking in heels since high school. Comfort to me is going to be different than it might be to you. For someone who just started walking in heels, they're going to be uncomfortable. What I would say to you when it comes to the comfort of shoes, whether you are shopping online or whether you are in the store, if you're shopping online and you get the shoes and they are uncomfortable, try a couple of things out, break them in. If it doesn't work, send them back. If you are in the store and they are just unbearable and they are very uncomfortable, I would suggest to you to leave them there. You will never regret a great pair of shoes that look great but are also comfortable. If you are familiar with Kendall Miles, I will link that down below. She has gorgeous shoes and her shoes are very comfortable. The next thing that you will never regret buying is going to be jewelry. Simple, minimal jewelry. Even though you guys know that a part of my aesthetic are statement earrings, I still love my simple and my just stud earrings. And I have 2 examples for you. The first one are the ones that I have on. They are from Cherished Pearl. It's basically like a teardrop and then then it just has a pearl at the bottom. And then these are, to me, these are minimal. I do not like small earrings. These are probably the smallest ones that I've been wearing for a while. I wear these every day. It's going to be these right here. You have a hoop and then you have some pearls attached to it. And as a matter of fact, J. Crew came out with these in a silver pair and a gold pair. But it's just going to be your everyday minimal jewelry. For you, again, that is relative. Do you like earrings? Do you like rings? Like, do you like ring stacks? Do you like necklaces? Do you like stacking your necklaces? I will link down below J. Crew. You guys know that I've talked about them before when it comes to their jewelry. Also, I believe it's called Ma'am or Mom. I think it's M-A-M. I will link them down below. And then where I get my minimalist jewelry from is Shop Koi. And then also another Black-owned brand is Ami Woods. I will link all of that down below. But something that you can just throw on every single day that will finish your look and that will elevate your look. Next is going to be a skirt, a classic skirt. Remember, this is going to be relative to your aesthetic and your style. And as we go through this style series, you will be able to figure that out. So for someone like me, when I'm talking about a skirt at this point in my life, I am talking about a midi pencil skirt. That fits seamlessly into my closet. I have several shoes that goes with. I have several pieces of jewelry that it goes with. And I have several tops and blouses and turtleneck that goes with. And probably as a matter of fact, we will probably do like a uniform, a series or one episode during the series about uniforms. Uniforms are key, especially when you are trying to hone in on your style, find your style. But for somebody else, that might be a mini skirt. For somebody else, that might be a maxi skirt. For somebody else, it might be a skirt with a slit on the side. For somebody else, it might be a sweater skirt. There are just so many different iterations of a skirt, but for your aesthetic, it's going to be a certain type of skirt. So for me and for my aesthetic, my classic skirt that I will never regret buying is going to be a midi pencil skirt. You guys already know the examples that I'm getting ready to give you. It is going to be my cognac and lilac 100% wool skirts from J. Crew. Next, an item that you would never regret buying is going to be a quality shirt. Again, it's relative. I'm just trying to give you ideas and I'm just trying to make this transition seamless. I'm trying to give you ideas. So when we talk about a quality shirt or when we talk about just a shirt that you will never regret buying, an example for me, you guys probably already know, especially in the cooler months, is going to be a turtleneck. I don't care what anybody says to you. Turtlenecks are sexy. And then I would probably say right after that, for me, it's going to be some type of ruched or draping top with a little bit of clavicle and shoulder showing. And then right after that, it's probably going to be a button up, a button down or a button up, whether it be long sleeve, quarter sleeve, or short sleeve. I would probably say those are the three. Within that category, I would probably say those are three subcategories or three pillars of what you will typically see in my closet. I have my turtlenecks, I have my statement tops, and then I have button-ups. Next is going to be a scarf, whether it be an infinity scarf, whether it be a regular size scarf, or whether it be in over the top or an oversized shawl actually, or even a scarf. When we're talking about scarves, I would probably say invest in a quality one starting out. So we would probably stick with the neutral colors and then we can venture out. If you are looking for a cashmere shawl, I would suggest to you J. Crew. They're always having a sale. They're 100% cashmere. They have a regular size, they have an oversized, and then they also do them all the time in very beautiful colors. I've been waiting to catch one on sale. Also, I want to bring to your attention Loewe, not the one that has Loewe or the logo sprawled all over it. Remember, we are trying to hone in on our style. We are not going to start out with a whole bunch of logos. They make very nice ones. People rave about those. And then also the Acne sweater that went viral a couple of years ago. People rave about those. So just something that you will never regret buying is going to be a quality scarf. And again, the reason why is because it will keep you warm, but it will also add depth to your outfit. It will give your outfit some character. Number 7 is going to be a good pair of sunglasses. You guys already know that I'm not a sunglass girl. I have 2 pair from J. Crew Factory, and that's about it. You guys already know my pain points when it comes to sunglasses, but I will admit that a good pair of sunglasses, you will never regret buying. We always see the fashion girls with, the coats draped over their shoulders, and they just throw on some sunglasses, and they have the little top handle bag, and they do that little look back, and they get a photo. They always look so chic. They always look so elevated. They always look put together. Now, as far as quality is concerned, when it comes to sunglasses, we very well know that all of the luxury houses are getting into different realms. We know that there are home collections. We know that there's fine jewelry. They are also doing sunglasses. So if you go to Chanel, you are going to be paying several $100s. If you go to Loewe, if you go to Gucci, if you go to YSL, you are going to be paying several $100s. When I say quality, just something that is sturdy and something that looks good on you. For the longest, the girlies have been talking about all of the wonderful dupes on Amazon. What I would say to you about sunglasses is that make sure that they fit your face. The next item that you will never regret buying is going to be a leather belt. And I actually spoke about this in one of my videos talking about how you can dress better right now. I will link that down below, and also talking about tips to elevate your style. Are simple things that you can do, especially with accessories, to elevate your style. One of those things is going to be a belt. You can do low, you can do mid, or you can do a luxury. The choice is yours. But what I will say to you is invest in a good leather belt. You can find all leather belts at different price points. You guys know that I have the Obi belt. She was extremely pricey, but I absolutely love it. It works in my closet seamlessly. For somebody else, it might not. But every time I wear it, I think of different ways to wear it. I think of different pieces to wear it with, and I always get compliments. I'm just talking about your classic belt. Start with either a black, a cognac, or a cream color. You'd be surprised that when you throw on your skirts and when you throw on your trousers and your jeans, especially your trousers, and that button up and you just cinch in that waist, you'd be surprised how that little tweak can elevate your outfit. Next, an item that you are never going to regret is going to be the LBD, the little black dress, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Audrey Hepburn. We all know what it is. There is a dress out there, more specifically, a black dress. There is a black dress out there that has your name on it. It's probably more so in a classic silhouette. I'm not talking about something that is very trendy. I'm talking about a classic little black dress that you will be able to pull out 5 years from now, and then you'll be able to switch out your accessories or a trending shoe or a trending bag, but you will have that staple foundation when it comes to the little black dress. I would probably say, I have several black dresses, but I would probably say I had one particular little black dress that I absolutely love. You guys have seen it before, and I just wore it to the ballet with my mother. It is from Self Portrait. It hits me in all of the right places, and then I absolutely love the puff sleeves, okay? But the little black dress, there is a dress out there that will be able to stand the test of time, and you should be able to wear it today, and you should be able to wear it 5 years from now, and then for it to be on trend, for it to be elevated, for it to be modern, you just switch out the accessories. Which leads me to my next one, and this is probably a concept that I heard maybe about 5 years ago, but these have always been in my closet, and I'm going to call this LWD, little white dresses. I would probably say right now in my collection, I have about 10 white dresses. And then when time permits or when the weather permits, I will buy a few more. White dresses are synonymous with spring and summer. They are synonymous with just elegance and chic and vacation and just crisp. There is something so elevated and crispy about a woman in a white dress. You will never regret it. And I would probably say my best purchase, one of my best purchases last year, was my midi fit and flare dress from J. Crew. All cotton. Every single time I wore it, I got compliments. It was fit and flare, it was beautiful, it was lined, and I could switch out purses, earrings, and shoes. I will say this, if you are not a dress person, or if you do not want to hop on the little white dress bandwagon, I would say to you, switch it out for a button-up, whether it be short sleeve, whether it be long sleeve, or whether it be 3/4. Button-ups are always synonymous with summer and spring as well. And I guess you could say they could be synonymous depending on the length with winter and fall, but just a crisp white button-up is something that you will never regret. What I will say to you, depending on how structured you want it, make sure that it's going to be some type of quality. If you're looking for something a little bit more relaxed, I would say to you, try silk. If you're looking for something more structured, try cotton. All right, the last two we are not going to spend much time on, but they need to be on this list because they are important. We're not going to spend much time on them because I don't wear them. So the very first one is going to be a classic pair of jeans. I'm not talking about the Attico jeans with all of the pockets. I'm not talking about the Maison Margiela jeans with the slits, although those do give a very interesting silhouette. I am talking about I think it's 501s or 503s when it comes to jeans, the Levi's. A classic pair, and I would probably say one pair of dark wash and one pair of light wash. Something classic. You throw on those jeans with your button up or with your statement top. You throw on that belt, you throw on some studs, you throw on a pair of ballet flats. You are out the door. Right now, that look is very trendy. That look is very on trend, and you can do different things to make that look more modern. But again, thinking from a perspective of we're trying to find our personal style and we do not want to have a whole bunch of trendy items in our closet. Those jeans, whether they are dark wash or light wash, will stand the test of time, and then you can switch out your tops, whether it be a statement top, whether it be a trendy color, whether it be a trendy detail like a fringe or a 3D flower, but the jeans will always stand the test of time. Which will bring me to the last tip of something that you will never regret buying is going to be a good trouser. Whether it be a chino, whether it be a cargo, whether it be high-waisted. I know right now what is very popular is high-waisted. I particularly like high-waisted more than I do mid-rise and low-rise. To me, it just elevates a look and it looks better aesthetically. It looks more aesthetically pleasing on a woman. But a good trouser. You can get these from Gap, you can get these from J. Crew, you can get these from Levi, you can get them from Banana Republic. There are so many places for you to find a quality pair of trousers. I know right now, the anklets are in, the taper is in, again, the high waist is in, the extra long is in, the flare is in. It's the exact same thing with the jeans. Find that classic trouser and then switch out your accessories and switch out your tops to stay on trend. Okay, you guys, so that rounds out episode 2. And I will probably say that a lot of this list makes sense. But when we are looking to hone in on our style, when we are looking to find our personal style, we do also need to speak about and discuss the basics, because I would even say that a lot of the things on this list you actually have in your closet, and you may have even had them over a period of time and not really recognized or understood why. And then also let me know in the comments if there's anything on this list that you might not have that you might need to look into. And then also let me know in the comments if there's anything missing from this list. I just want to remind you, here on YouTube, I do upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday, right here or right here. I'll put my Instagram handle. I will see you guys in episode 3. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
We always have it coming.